Good day to everyone. I hope all of you are in good health and in high spirit. So, today we will again start our CISSP journey. Today, I'll cover the last session for our domain one of CISSP. Primarily, I'll cover the risk assessment methodology. Some part I want to cover as how actually we assess overall risk. Since risk is an important part in our information security, we will discuss on this. So let's first understand about asset, its cost evaluation process. So I hope everyone is aware what is an asset. So an asset can have both qualitative and quantitative measurement assigned to it. I'll cover in my next slide what is the difference between qualitative as well as quantitative methodology. The actual value of an asset is determined by the importance it has to the organization as a whole, and it also covers a lot more factors. Factors like what work was required to develop it, how much it cost to maintain and operate it, what damage would result if it will be lost or destroyed. Here we are talking about the asset. What our competition would pay for it, and also in case of any compliance breach, what penalty could be imposed on the organization. So while calculating the overall value of an asset, we consider all these factors. It gives us a holistic kind of approach in which we calculate all the factors which affect an asset or its value. So if the company doesn't know the value of information and other asset it is trying to protect, it does not know obviously how much money and time it should spend on its protection. So a company should well aware about its assets value. So assets may be tangible, like we have computer facilities, supplies, or routers, firewalls, or asset could be intangible. Example of intangible are reputation, data, intellectual property, and many more. Usually, it's harder to quantify the value of intangible assets. So, the asset value process should be properly evaluated and calculated with the help of all relevant stakeholders within the company and some experienced information security professional also. So here we have risk assessment and analysis process. As an information security professional, we always assess risk. And the best part is we do it so frequently that most of the time we forget what we are doing. So accurate risk analysis is a critical skill for an information security professional since the entire InfoSec domain is based on risk and how to mitigate it. Our risk decision will decide which security countermeasures we will deploy to protect our assets, the money which we will spend, and also the resource we spend on its countermeasures. Poor decision will result in overspending in money, time, as well as efforts also. Our risk assessment is basically kind of a tool for risk management. It is a methodology of identifying vulnerability and threats and also help in selection and position of appropriate security control. So based on risk assessment, I can identify which control I have to place in order to secure my asset. Whether I require a firewall, whether I require a web proxy, whether I require a IPS, it will all depend on the accurate risk assessment which we are doing. After our risk assessment is carried out, its results are analyzed, obviously. Risk analysis always ensure that security is cost effective and relevant to mitigate the threat. In security, again, we should not forget why business is working. Business is working to make the money. So our security solution should be cost effective and relevant enough. Risk analysis help companies prioritize their risk, and also they can show to the management the amount of resource that should be applied to protect against those risks in an efficient and secure manner. Our risk analysis mainly has four goals. First one is to identify assets and their value to the organization. Second one is identify vulnerability and its threats. Third one is quantify the probability and business impact of those potential threats. And the fourth one is provide an economic balance between the impact of threat and cost of the countermeasures. It should be cost effective. Basically, risk analysis provide us a cost benefit comparison, which give us a comparison between the annual cost of control and the potential cost of loss an organization can have if they will not implement that security control. So if I'll not deploy a firewall in my organization, how much money I need to spend if there is a breach? So those details we get through risk analysis process. In an ideal scenario, and rather every time, the security control annual cost should not exceed to that of asset itself. That means, let's take an example. A web server cost around 10 lakh rupee to an organization. It never make any sense that we are spending 15 lakh for its security, because its actual value to an organization is 10 lakh only. So the protection measure, the countermeasure mechanism should be less than 10 lakh only. And that too, company will decide whether they want to accept the risk or they want to mitigate the risk through relevant security control. So here we have methodology for risk assessment. So there are a lot of security risk assessment methodology and framework based on industry standard. I think the main one is primarily the NIST standard, which lot of organization use. Organization also use ISO 2700 risk assessment methodology. So as per NIST management methodology, it's mainly focused on computer system and IT security issues. It does not explicitly cover large organization threats such as succession planning, environmental issues, and many others. So these are the steps which is mentioned by NIST. First one is prepare for the assessment. Second is conduct the assessment. Second option has 5 more subcategories. which include identify threat source and events, identify vulnerabilities and predisposing conditions. Third one is determine likelihood of occurrence. Fourth one is determine magnitude of impact. And the fifth one is determine the actual risk. So the third major category is communicate results to the relevant stakeholders. A stakeholder could be management, a stakeholder could be our investor, a stakeholder could be our partners. And the fourth major category is to maintain the assessment. So let's move forward. Beside NIST, we have other framework also for risk assessment, like we have FRAP or Facilitated Risk Analysis Process, which is an qualitative methodology and focus mainly on the selected assets in order to reduce cost as well as time. It is focused on lot of pre-screening activities. So we can have a selected asset which can be evaluated for risk assessment. Basically, the author of this methodology, the name is Thomas Peltier, believes that usage of mathematical formula for the calculation of risk is too complicated and time consuming. His intent was to keep the scope of assessment small and the assessment process simple to allow for efficiency and reduction in overall cost. Another methodology called Octave or Operational Critical Threat Asset and Vulnerability Evaluation. It was created by Carnegie Mellon University Software Engineering Institute. This was focused on the idea that people working in these environments, in mainly the organization, best understand what is needed and what kind of risk they are facing. So let them evaluate the risk for their organization itself. The scope of an Octave assessment is usually very wide to the more focused approach of FRAP. FRAP has a less focused approach. Octave is basically it covers a lot of different things. Where FRAP would be just to assess a system or application, Octave would be used to assess all systems, applications, business processes within the organization. Then the third one, we have AS/NZS. We also call it Australia/New Zealand 4360, which takes a much broader approach to risk management. This Australian and New Zealand methodology can be used to understand our company's financial, capital, human safety, and business decision risks. Although it can be used to analyze security risk, it was not specifically created for this purpose. This risk methodology is more focused on the health of an company from business point of view, not from security. So as a InfoSec professional, we should aware which all different risk assessment frameworks are there. It is also relevant from exam perspective. Sometimes they can put a question, although they will always put dicey question in an exam, they will not so straightforward, but at least you should be aware for your knowledge also. Then we have, let's discuss about quantitative and qualitative risk analysis methodology. Our quantitative risk analysis is used to assign monetary and numeric value to the risk analysis process. whenever we are talking about quantitative, we are talking about numbers or monetary value. Each element within the analysis is assigned a value or number. It is more of scientific or mathematical based approach to analyze the risk in comparison to qualitative approach. So we have qualitative risk analysis, which is sometimes called as a softer approach also to calculate the risk. It does not quantify the data. It does not align or assign numbers or monetary value to the asset. For example, the result of quantitative risk analysis could be that the organization is at risk of losing, let's say, 10 lakh rupee if a ransomware exploit a database server, 5 lakh rupee if web server goes down for the entire day, or 2 lakh if the application of that web server doesn't work for, let's assume, 1 or 2 hours. Here, we are assigning the numbers to quantify the risk. A qualitative risk would generally not use these monetary value, but would assign a rating to these risks. Rating would be low, medium, or high. It can change based on different companies, but typically we use low, medium, and high rating in order to assess the risk. Both qualitative and quantitative approach have their own pros and cons, and each one is relevant to certain situation within the organization. But practically, what I have seen, usually both are used while accessing or assessing the overall organization risk. So we should be aware about both of them.